Welcome everyone to this super special edition of We Are One. Today, we celebrate the birthday of Mary Burmeister herself. We're so honored to be the ones that share her legacy with the world. And we are here together with you today uh, in appreciation and gratitude to practice together, honoring her legacy. David, we're so happy to have you here and all of you, dear instructors. What an opportunity and what a blessing for us to be together.
Oh,
David,
thank you,
let's
Ari.
start.
Good to be here. Hi, I'm David Burmeister, and I'm delighted to wish my mom, Mary Burmeister, a happy birthday. Dear Mom, your life of grace and selfless devotion to bring more light into the world continues to touch the hearts and consciousness of people everywhere. Each day, I feel you with me and with all of us, urging us towards the inner peace and harmony that is always within. So let's start off by generating some inner harmony by giving our supervisory flows a little jump start this morning. We're going to hold 11 and 15 and then 11 and 25 on both sides just for a minute. I've actually got my stopwatch here so I can kind of keep track here. So I'm going to show you where the 11, 15, 11, 25 are first. Here's our 11s right here. And we're going to keep one hand here. And then our 15 is right here at the crease of our pants, right by the groin. And our 25 is the buttocks right here. So, with that in mind, we're going to get started. We're going to start with our right 11 and our right 15. So, join me. I think a lot of you are used to holding safety energy locks for very long periods of time or holding them until you feel them release, or you can just hang on to them forever. This is a little different. Today, we're just going to give ourselves a little jump start and really activate the supervisory flows just to get them moving for this wonderful day we have ahead of us. All right, let's hold 25 on the right side and keep our hand on our right 11. Whenever we hold the safety energy locks, we breathe naturally. We never try to effort our breath or try to breathe deeply. We just breathe naturally. Okay, now we're going to put our right hand on our left 11 and our left hand on the left 15, right on the side of the groin. Exhale. Let go. And the final step, we're going to put our left hand onto our left 25, just basically sitting on our hand while holding our left 11. This helps to open up all the safety energy locks. They're all along the supervisory flow, and this touches all of them. Thank you all. Thank you, Mom. Happy birthday. I'm going to pass the ball to Susan Schwartz now.
Hello, as David said, I'm Susan Schwartz and I'm speaking to you from Baltimore, Maryland. When I think about Mary and the special relationship she has with all of us, even though she's not here with us, her energy is with us constantly. And I'm always reminded of when I would meet her, how she would go directly to the safety energy lock in need, my need. And it related to awareness and breathing and the physio-philosophy. Everything relates to breathing. So I think about how wonderful it is to hold this upper arm area, this high 19, as we call it in JIN SHIN JYUTSU. And what it's going to do is it's going to open up the bus line for us to breathe. Everything in life relates to the breath. Exhaling and inhaling. That's our gift that brought us into the world, and it is the last thing, last action we have when we leave the world. This brings in our awareness. It opens up our heart, which is located in the chest. Helps us with all of our emotions. On a birthday celebration, our hearts are full. We're happy. And yet there's always a little bit of sadness that we're not all together, or we're not able to celebrate with our loved one. 102, what a special, special number. So let's just hold his upper arm. You can hold one or you could hold both of them at the same time. And drop your shoulders and smile from the very soul of your being aware of your exhalation and your inhalation. Exhaling and inhaling. Connecting to that conscious awareness of our gift of life, the gift that we all share. Feeling our chest expand and contract. And as that breath fills our chest, it fills our entire being with limitless life power. How fortunate we are to be able to have the gifts and the tools that we can help ourselves easily throughout our day and throughout our life. I'm so grateful for Mary, for what she shares with us, and for bringing the gift back from Japan so that we can all change our lives and bring more harmony into our lives and into the world. Our breath connects us so that we are one breath of life. This breath also helps us with our voice so that we can speak in harmony, so that we can share the gifts with each other. The awareness of life, the awareness of our gifts, the awareness of love. Thank you so much, Mary, and happy, happy birthday. Now, I'd like to pass to Jill so that my colleague Jill can share.
Thank you, Susan. Happy, happy birthday, Mary. I am so grateful, eternally grateful, for all of the wisdom that you've given us and that we are growing into. And I think of you today with so much love, gratitude, and appreciation. One of the big things that really touches me daily about what you have taught is you said, stay in the breath, be in this moment. We are the essence within the breath. So we always have our breath, no matter what's going on. If we're in traffic, childbirth, a difficult situation, loss, upheaval, joy, whatever it is, that our breath is home, our breath is center, and it is always and ever present. So you also said that which is in rhythm never stops and gets stuck. The rhythm is the breath and how we breathe. I asked Mary one day when I had the courage, maybe 3 years into studying with her, I said, Mary, what do you do for self-help? And she said, oh, every 30 minutes I breathe. And it took me a long time to understand that. I thought, well, okay, I'm going to try that. And so I started practicing every 30 minutes, returning to my breath. And it was brilliant. You know, it's meditation. You keep returning to the breath. And when you return to the breath, you return to the present. So that is a great teaching that still is with me, that I still practice. And Jerome Murray said the breath is the ultimate healer, right? The deepest help we have is first the breath, then the fingers, then all of the rest. So I would like us to hold our high 19s. This is the upper arm that Susan just showed, and the opposite high 1, which is the inside knee up about 3 inches. So My left hand is on my right high 19. My right hand is on my left high 1. This opens the chest. It opens the heart, the lungs. Mary said it's the deepest self-help that we have. Keeps the shoulders clear. Just, we are the essence within the breath. No efforting in breathing. Excuse me. Just let the breath be easy, be what it is, be in this breath in this moment. And now we'll switch sides. My right hand goes to my left high 19, upper arm. My left hand goes to the high 1 inside of the right knee, up about 3 inches. Dropping our shoulders. When we drop our shoulders, this clears the mind. It helps our breathing, and it balances our metabolism. So simple. Thank you, Mary. Happy, happy birthday. Our love goes with you wherever you are. And I'll pass the baton to Jed.
Thank you, Jill. That was really beautiful. And I thank you all for joining us today. When I met Mary in 1981, I had no idea who I was going to be encountering that day. But as life is, we meet special people. To me, Mary was a great soul. And when we meet someone like that, it changes the direction of our life. Not that we plan on changing, but the influence that they have on us is so great that movement changes. And so it was for me and for all of us on the faculty, and hopefully for all of you. And Mary never wanted to focus on her, but it's the work itself. It's this beautiful art. In the beginning of my first class, what grabbed me right away is this work is connected to the invisible realm, to source, to the creator, that we're not separate from the source, we're not separate from the creator in whatever name and whatever form we perceive that. From the no thing to a name of someone. And the doorway that connects us to this invisible world is with us all the time. And as Jill and Susan mentioned it, it's our breath. And a very simple self-help application that Mary has in her self-help books is holding our ring finger. So if you take your thumb over your ring nail, and you could put your hand on your lap, you can put it up in the air, you can just be comfortable with it. If you don't have the flexibility in your fingers, then you can hold it that way. So whatever is easy for you. We all have different physical issues. So hold that and just notice your breath. And if you want to close your eyes, you can. There's really nothing to look at other than what goes on inside ourselves. And feel where you're breathing from. And by now, after David and Susan and Jill's self-help, you may be feeling your diaphragm relaxed, and as you exhale, it drops down and you feel your belly nice and soft. And with each inhale, the belly expands and the diaphragm drops down. And you feel your shoulders relaxing. You feel more space in your head, more relaxation in your pelvis. From the top of our head to the tips of our toe, our exhale goes all the way down, connecting heaven and earth. And from the earth, it rises back up to heaven as we inhale. So as deeply as you can perceive, feel the breath. Feel the movement of the physical body. But as you go a little deeper, you begin to notice something more subtle. A breath that has no movement, a breath that connects us to the invisible source, the breath that's with us throughout eternity. Feel your rhythm and feel yourself for a few moments pulling away from the world around you, from the voice, from the scene, from the day, and connect to the moment. Every breath, Mary said, is a birth and a rebirth. And so each breath we celebrate our new beginning. So in essence, we're all having the same birthday today, the same moment. Feel the relaxation all the way down to your feet. Feel the toes relaxing, the legs, the hips. Breathe into your organs. Imagine your whole body is your breath. I am one with my breath, and my breath is one with me. As Mary often said, JIN SHIN JYUTSU is simple. We make it complicated. What can be more simple than the breath? But sometimes we spend our whole life trying to find it. Some wait till their last breath when they're ready to leave. But imagine, like a baby, this is your new beginning. To be reborn this moment. And feel for a moment the sacredness of us joining together, the unity that we experience, and that we can imagine it going all around the world, unifying all cultures, all religions, all races, bringing our ancestors, future generations together in this moment. And with this breath, we offer peace to our world, and to each other. Thank you all very much. I'd like to pass to Yoli. Thank you.
Thank you, Jed. So I would like to express my gratitude, my deep gratitude to Mary, to all that she taught us, and that we now have the baton to keep sharing what we learned from her. And I was thinking about October 21 and the Safety Energy Locks 10 and 21. And they both have a self-help in common, which is again the high 19 here, the middle of the arm as Jill showed, and the opposite high 1 at the middle of the thigh. So the opposite thigh. So it's the same as we were practicing, as Jill was showing us. So let's go back to this one. I think this is a special self-help today. And for me, Jin Shin Jyutsu brought a lot of what 21 brings to our life, which is related to get rid of limitations, freedom, get rid of thoughts that somehow brings weight and bondage. So 21 help us to be free. And Jin Shin Jyutsu and this principle that Mary brings also through her birthday, she helps us to be free of limitations, all kinds of attitudes that we study in Jin Shin Jyutsu. The core of all attitudes is fear. So to be free from the prison of fear, this is so liberating. And with Jin Shin Jyutsu, I feel we can really, as human beings, we can have free will, because we are free beings. But until we realize that, until we bring awareness to this fact, we are not free. And Jin Shin Jyutsu, awakening our awareness of who we really are, will help us to be who each one of us is. Getting rid of all attitudes, fear, prejudice. So let's exhale and celebrate the possibility of freedom. And when we are free, we have choices. And Safety Energy Lock 21 brings another very important principle, which is responsibility. We only have responsibility because we have the ability to respond to the consequences of our choices. So freedom and responsibility are two principles that walk together. And 21 lives here. So if you prefer to hold your 21s, this is another choice. 21 will help us to be responsible and to be free at the same time. And many times when we think about responsibility, some weight comes, oh. And 21 will help us being light, bringing lightness, bringing youth, not weight, not prison. So 21 brings light, help us to be light in both senses, to be light, luminous, and light, not heavy. So Mary brought light to our lives. Mary, with all her teachings, help us to be the expression of light and not take life so heavily. So for me, this was, at this moment of my life, I feel this is very important. In such a challenging time that we are all going through, have some lightness in both senses. It's very important for us to recognize, acknowledge, where is my pathway? End of darkness, and be light to walk our path. So thank you, Mary. This is a gift. You are a gift for us. This is your birthday, but we are the gifted ones. We received your gift, and we are very grateful for that. Thank you. And I will pass the baton to Ian.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute. Thank you, Yoli. And it's so wonderful listening to everybody repeat the things that we've all heard so many times. And thank you, Mary. Of course, I think there's not a day that goes by where everything Mary's taught is not part of my reality, part of my awareness. And one of the things that I love, which she expressed in so many different ways, but so simply in self-help book, is to do, just be. And that pretty much, for me, says everything, is the basis of everything she talked about. Effortless reality, to do, just be. We spend so much of our time trying to be something that we're not, or even trying to be something that we already are, instead of just this effortless reality. I already am, I am the breath. I am the divine presence. So I don't need to try to. And wherever I am is fine. I can just be that. So on that page in Self-Help Book 2, Mary tells us, to help. It's on that same page where she says we can hold back again, or this time instead of high 19, we're holding 19, which is at the crease of the elbow, and then again, the opposite thigh, the inside of the opposite thigh. So 19 and high 1, opposite. And this can help us to clear the waistline, which is taking us, into that trying to, I want to be instead of just being. So 19 and opposite high 1, or if you can't reach down to your thigh, you can just hold the 19s, simply like that. And again, this will clear the waistline, will clear the mind, the busy, busy, busy mind that's always trying to figure out things that already are. The busy, busy mind that's already, that wants my desires in this world. My wants, my appetites. I don't need more than I already have. I already am everything. I already am that perfection in that breath that we've been speaking about. That's the gift. So each day I can wake up and just, here I am, perfect, even in my imperfection. So as Yoli just said, the 21 helps to clear the mind, but also waistline, so as does 19, helps to clear the mind. The need to be something other than what I already am. And so if you're holding the 19 in opposite high one, you can switch to the other 19 with the other high one. Or if you're just holding your 19s, just stay with the 19s. And this is balance. In my being, I'm in balance. I am balance. In trying to be something else, it's much more difficult and takes me away from that. And once again, this also is helping to clear, as it's clearing the waistline, clearing my diaphragm, which helps me to breathe. So we're all kind of talking about the same thing from different angles, from different aspects. It's just lovely to have the opportunity to be aware, or to consciously feel what's going on in my being, and to consciously breathe. As we spend most of the day so busy, we don't get to do that. So this is a tremendous gift right now that we get to do this with all of us for a whole hour. And get to listen to each other. And just be. So with that, I'll pass the baton to Choose. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian. Gracias. Yes, I'm Chus Arias, greeting you from Madrid, Spain. I'm going to talk in both languages, in English and also in Spanish, in case we have people watching this video, Spanish speaking, like we have sometimes when we do the We Are One. Soy Chus Arias y os saludo desde Madrid, España. Y voy a hacerlo en los dos idiomas, español e inglés, por si hay compañeros, como otras veces cuando hacemos Somos Uno, que estarán viendo este vídeo. I've been listening to my friends, my colleagues, and with deep gratitude. And it's not one day that I'm not grateful to Mary. for her life of dedication, and also for the wisdom that she brought into my life. He estado escuchando a mis compañeros, amigos, y no hay un día que yo no esté agradecida a Mary por su enseñanza, por su dedicación de toda su vida, pero sobre todo por la sabiduría que ha traído a la mía. It was such discovery, not just the self-help part of JIN SHIN JYUTSU, which I thought was amazing, but also the wisdom that was there in those 3 books. And from the wisdom, I have something to share with you today. Para mí fue increíble el descubrimiento de los libros de autoayuda, de esos 3 libros en los que no solo compartía autoayuda, sino esas pequeñas piezas de sabiduría. Y es una de esas piezas que voy a compartir hoy con vosotros. And Mary says, and that's one of my favorite quotes from Mary, change myself and the whole world changes. And the whole world means everything, relationships with myself and with others. And she says, hurts and pains and everything changes if I change. And la cita que me encanta de Mary es, yo cambio y todo lo demás cambia. Las relaciones con otros, hasta las heridas y los dolores, todo cambia cuando yo cambio. And that message to me is related to something that stops me from breathing. We've been talking about the breath, all of us, emphasizing the breath and the oneness that we are. And what prevents us from being one and from being in the breath is fear. So we're going to be sharing the simplest way to harmonize fear in JIN SHIN JYUTSU, which is just to hold the index finger. So we can hold the left index finger, and in this way we harmonize fear. Y hemos estado escuchando a todos los compañeros hablar de la respiración que somos, de esa respiración que nos unifica, nos hace uno. Y hemos hablado y yo llego a la conclusión de lo que nos impide ser uno, nos impide estar en la respiración, es el miedo. Y la forma más sencilla de encargarnos del miedo es sujetar el dedo índice. So when we hold the index finger, we're helping fear. And Mary says, fear is false evidence appearing real. And we are experiencing fear at this time in our lives, I'm sure. Fear for the known and fear for the unknown. And all we need to do is look at it and exhale. Y ahora en estos momentos que estamos viviendo, estamos todos experimentando miedo, estoy segura. Miedo a lo conocido y miedo a lo desconocido. Y podemos simplemente sujetar el dedo índice y exhalar, mirar el miedo y exhalar. Fear is the attitude behind all attitudes. Fear is the only attitude. El miedo es la única actitud, es la actitud detrás de todas las actitudes. And it's going to take me into comparing, competing, judging. And it makes no sense. I am unique, Mary says. There is no point in comparing myself to anyone else. We are all individualized expressions of oneness. Y el miedo me lleva a comparar, a competir, a juzgar, a ser juzgado. Y no tiene sentido. Mary nos dice, yo soy único. Por lo tanto, no tiene sentido compararse con nadie más. So I can hold the index finger and exhale all fears. And I can also hold the other index finger, hold my right index finger. I don't need to do both. I can do just one of the two, but we're going to hold both. Puedo sujetar ahora el otro dedo índice, el derecho. No necesito hacer los dos, pero vamos a sujetar los dos. So I'm grateful to Mary. Today, every day, is an inspiration in my life and in my practice. I never met her, but she's there all the time. And when I teach, I'm grateful. When I practice JIN SHIN JYUTSU, I'm grateful. She's forever in the tissues of my makeup. Y estoy agradecida a Mary, es una inspiración. Está ahí siempre que enseño, siempre que practico el arte, y aunque nunca la conocí en persona, ella forma parte de los tejidos que me han creado. Thank you, Mary. And thank you all my teachers, they're all here. And I'm going to pass on, I think Anita is still there. Gracias a todos mis maestros y a todos mis compañeros que están aquí, y le paso a Anita la voz.
I thought I unmuted myself. Thank you to all those who came before me today and all those who will still follow. I'm almost zoned out in a meditative state. So thank you. Also to Ale and to all the global community who are participating in the celebration of Mary. The first time I went to Mary's class and was introduced to physiophilosophy, her physiophilosophy, even though I did not understand that term at that moment, I felt like I'd come home. And I still feel like this is my home. It is such an all-encompassing philosophy. One of my favorite sayings is the macrocosm and the microcosm are one and the same. So that makes my mind go in really beautiful directions. So we're all one, we're all big, we're all small, we're all everything, we're all nothing, we're all finite, we're all infinite. We have all of that, both of those within us. And so from there, the word paradox became one of my favorite sayings. Life is just one big paradox. We're nothing, we're something. We're born, we die. We breathe in, we breathe out. So there's a beautiful understanding and a deep sense of humor about it. It really, that sense of paradox and that sense of we're everything and nothing, all at the same time. And it helps us with that 21, wrap our minds around all the inconsistencies of life. So I thought today I would share the 13, and I was going actually to hold the high one, the high 19 again, but I switched to let's hold our middle finger, which on the supervisor level that David gave us a quickie for, will help with our safety energy lock 13. And our safety energy lock 13 is about our roots. We are rooted in heaven. We are rooted in the past. And in 13, we are both rooted to the past and connected to the present. So close your eyes. Safety energy lock number 13 is at the level of the bus line, at the level of the high 19s. It helps open us to heaven, where we come from. It's rooted in our ancestry. It's rooted in our parents, our grandparents, our past, anything from the past. But it's also rooted in Jeremiah and Mary and the ancient wisdom that has come before us. Safety energy lock number 13. At the bus line, helps open the arms so our arms can reach to heaven. Our hands can create. This is the creator energy. And Mary brought that gift to realize that in this little mini me packaging of the macrocosm, everything is within us. We are the universe. We are the dot. And then to go along with the paradox, the 15, which David so kindly illustrated for us, the 15's at the groin. We can hold our little finger now. And on the energetic level, the 15's are about the harvest and the joy. But they are also the fruits of life. And yet there's an inversion. And so now, in our brief moment of life, we're rooted in our physical body to the earth. So there's that paradox again. We're both rooted in heaven and rooted in earth. So hold your little finger. And as we root to earth, we root back, we grow back to heaven, to once again be rooted in heaven, to come down for the harvest and the fruits of life in the physical body. Thank you, Mary. Again, thank you all who came before us, who are with us now, and who will follow afterwards. To all the children and the grandchildren, this complete cycle of life, the tree of life, the big me and the little me. Thank you. Put your hands together, and thank you to each and every one that brought this moment into creation. And I pass the baton to Sarah.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here among all my lovely and beautiful colleagues. And David, thank you so much for letting me be a part of this. I'm so honored. I want to say happy birthday to Mary Burmeister. And I thought I would start by lighting a candle. And for all the ways in which Mary struck a light in our hearts and inspired us in such a deep way with this beautiful art of getting to know and help ourselves. And I would actually like to start with holding one's thumbs. Mary used to say, hold your thumbs. We can focus on the exhaling, the letting go, dropping our shoulders, bow the head, and be the inner smile. As you exhale from the farthest reaches of heaven to the farthest reaches of earth, let that breath breathe you. I used to love it when Mary would say, be the breath I am. And so as we hold our thumbs, think about it as the leader of the parade. If it's in step, everything else that follows the leader will be in harmony, in balance. So if we can hold the thumb, she would make a relationship of, like Anita just did, with the bust line at the tip of the finger, the waistline at the middle, and the hip line here at the base of the thumb. So we can just simply hold our whole thumb and help that bust line, waistline, and hip line. Our roots, trunk, and harvest. Exhaling, find your own natural rhythm as you exhale and inhale. Let your eyes soften, bow the head, and be the inner smile. See if you can track that breath from the inside out and the outside in. Just notice where your breath goes and where it does not. See if you can exhale fully all the way, let it go, and receive all the gifts that next breath has for you in this moment right now. Then we'll switch and hold the other side. Hold the thumbs. Dropping of the shoulders, bow the head, and be the inner smile. I am so deeply grateful. And I'm going to turn it over to Margaretche.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you, guys. It's so wonderful to be, it's an honor to be here with you. And I will speak in Portuguese. I'm from Brazil, and Ale will help me to translate to English, because we have some students, Brazilian students and from Portugal, and I would like to honor my language to them. Muito obrigada, Mary Burmeister.
Thank
Feliz
you,
aniversário.
Mary. Happy birthday.
É uma honra realmente fazer parte desse time maravilhoso.
It's such an honor to be a part of this wonderful team
Que me ajudou a simplesmente reencontrar quem eu sou.
who has helped me find who I truly am.
A primeira vez que eu encontrei a Mary,
The first time I met Mary,
eu fui receber sessão com ela em Scottsdale,
I went to Scottsdale to receive sessions from her.
foi como se eu tivesse reencontrado os meus ancestrais e tivesse voltado para minha casa.
It was like I had found my ancestors again and came back home.
Eu sou muito, muito, muito grata a essa família Burmeister,
Thus, I'm so grateful to the Burmeister family,
ao Jiro Murai,
to Jiro Murai,
ao Haruki Kato,
to Haruki Kato,
a toda essa egrégora do JIN SHIN JYUTSU.
to this whole energy, this collective energy of JIN SHIN JYUTSU.
E eu gostaria de praticar colocando a palma do meu polegar na palma do meu dedo mínimo e anular, que é um mudra, é o terceiro mudra.
And I would like to practice the third hand posture, which is putting my palm of the thumb in the palm side of the little finger and the ring finger.
E vamos respirar e agradecer.
And let's breathe and give thanks.
Como somos tão afortunados de poder ter acesso a essas ferramentas tão maravilhosas.
How fortunate we are to have access to these wonderful tools.
A arte da felicidade,
The art of happiness,
a arte da longevidade,
the art of longevity,
a arte da benevolência.
the art of benevolence.
E praticando esse mudra, nós vamos reconectando com esse ser compassivo que todos nós somos.
And practicing this mudra, we reconnect to the compassive beings that we are. We all are.
Expirando da cabeça aos dedos dos pés.
Breathing from head to toes.
Inspirando dos dedos dos pés à cabeça.
Inhaling from toes to head.
Ter o sorriso.
Being the smile.
E a cada expiração nós vamos recebendo a expiração do Criador.
And as we exhale, we receive the exhale, the exhalation of the Creator.
Trazendo um sorriso para todas as células do nosso corpo.
Bringing a smile to every and each cell of our bodies.
Para os nossos órgãos, para as nossas vísceras.
To our organs, to our gut.
Para os nossos membros.
To our arms and legs.
Preenchendo todo o nosso sangue de alegria, de gratidão, de bênção.
Filling our blood with gratitude.
E vamos expirando.
And let's exhale.
Eu vou conectando e dissolvendo todas as atitudes que me limitam. conexão
And I connect to myself, dissolving all the attitudes that sets boundaries,
me limitam de ser simplesmente quem eu sou.
the attitudes that prevent me from being just who I am.
Beijo, sorriso.
With a smile,
É uma honra, é uma gratidão, Mary Burmeister.
it's an honor, and I am so grateful, Mary Burmeister.
E tem uma frase que eu gostaria de finalizar,
I'd like to end with a quote
que a Mary falava que o sábio nunca espera que a vida vale a pena.
Mary used to say that the wise man never waits for life to be worthy.
Ele a faz valer.
He makes it worthy.
Gratitude, Mary. Thank you so much. Domo arigatou gozaimashita, Mary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ale. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
You're so
I love
welcome. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I feel deeply touched, and I imagine each and every one of you are all. It's such a blessing to be here with you and our global community today. Mary, thank you. You have changed our lives forever.
Thank you.
Yeah. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mary.
Happy birthday.
Enjoy. Be the fun.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Love you.
Happy birthday.
Woo.
Till next time.